Hi, I'm Brandon, and today I'm taking another look at Todd Lewis from the New Jersey sting. So let's get into it. We'll take a look at his wiki page here to get a bit of his biography. It says Todd Lewis had previously been arrested for assaulting an underage girl he met on the internet. On July 2nd, 2003, well, it says 22-year-old Lewis, but according to his birth date, he was actually 32, so I guess that's a typo. 32-year-old Lewis met a young girl in a park in Scott, Pennsylvania, after previously meeting her in an internet chat room. So he'd actually done this before when it wasn't a sting and it was a real victim. Lewis and the girl went swimming before going into the woods where the assault occurred. Eventually, a policeman on bike patrol noticed Lewis exit the woods with the girl and her similarly aged friends. The policemen became suspicious, confronted them, brought them all to the police station, and arrested Lewis after investigating. So yeah, he basically got busted in the act. This guy doesn't have very good luck. Thank God. Lewis was charged with statutory assault, indecent assault, some other things, and corruption of a minor. He eventually pled guilty to only one of the crimes and was sentenced to between 9 and 23 months in prison. He was paroled in May of 2005. Lewis was 36 years old at the time that he started chatting with another girl he believed to be underage named Jane. He started off by telling her he got in trouble for meeting that first girl and blamed him getting caught on that girl because she told her mother, which is strange because from what we just read, he got caught in the act by a police officer, but I guess this guy is a liar. He also told Jane he was on probation. After that was out of the way, he got right down to business, asking her all the usual questions and asking if they could meet up. Todd said he would like to get certain acts from her, and he described what he wanted to do to her in very graphic detail, and then they chatted for 5 days before they made a date to meet. Todd jumped on his motorcycle and drove 6 hours and almost 2 states to get to the Sting House in Ocean County. And I'm pretty sure that he is the longest drive that any predator on this show took. Pretty sure there's a guy in the newer Takedowns that drove 8 hours, I think. But Todd is the oldest, he's the longest drive of the old show. And so from there, let's head over to the Sting House and see what happens when Todd Lewis gets to the end of his 6-hour-long odyssey.
Which leads us to our next visitor. We know before he ever drives up to the house that 36-year-old Todd Lewis is a registered sex offender.
Yeah.
He's driven 6 hours from Pennsylvania.
And like I say this before, like a lot of people seem to agree in the comments, these guys don't learn. There might be like a small segment of them that what happens would be enough to scare them away from doing this kind of thing. But I don't think it scares them away in that they realize the error of their ways. I think it scares them that they just don't want any more legal consequences, which I guess is one of the points of the law is to, scare people into not actually doing these kind of crimes. But I bet you every single one of these guys would do it if they knew for sure they could get away with it. But most of them, like this idiot, even getting arrested and getting punished for it, they just do the exact same thing again. Like they can't help themselves.
Come on in, thanks. How was your trip?
It wasn't bad.
No? I've always wanted to go on a motorcycle.
Yeah, but not for 6 hours. It's kind of a long drive.
I was thinking about that.
Were you?
Yeah. Wow.
He's been chatting with a decoy posing as a
I wonder what he means by wow. Like it's probably a nice house, but I don't think it's as nice as the house from the Kentucky Sting, is it?
14-year-old, calling himself PS3 Player 178. He tells the girl he'd love it if she gave him
PS3 player? Isn't that kind of a dated reference? Is he talking about a specific video game console that would be outdated soon after that?
X. His girlfriend never did it. And in return, he offers to treat her.
Well, if I would use my fingers and would be just like sex, but softer.
Might be cool.
No, nothing's cool about that.
He later makes a startling admission. He tells the decoy he's been caught before meeting a minor for sex.
She was 14, and she wanted to meet for sex.
Something tells me it was more you that wanted to meet. I think you probably pressured her, manipulated her, tricked her somehow, and then ultimately just manipulated her into getting your way. These guys always try to turn it around. Like, she wanted me to come over. She wanted it. No, even if she did, she's a minor, so that doesn't matter. You're the adult. But you're also full of shit because you're the one that orchestrated it.
I got in a lot of trouble. I'm on probation now.
Apparently not in enough trouble. If he was still in prison from the first time, the second time wouldn't have happened. Like, what if this wasn't a sting? What if this was just another girl that he victimizes?
But he keeps on chatting for 5 more days. Now he seems to think that he's finally met the 14-year-old
I mean, yeah, I guess that is it's a pretty big, nice house, but...
in person.
Okay, I wasn't sure what you liked, so I got you M&M's and Hershey.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
I always kind of wonder what's going through Casey's mind here, or any of these decoys. They just, they must just think these guys are pathetic. Some of them, obviously, like hamburgers, some of the really gross ones, they have to just be trying not to vomit, probably. But they just have to be like, oh, buddy, like, I'm sitting here smiling, trying to put on this nice persona, but you're a scumbag and you're just about to get the surprise of a lifetime.
Do you want me to go get you some milk for your brownies?
That will be good.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Wonder what would happen if he's like, no, I don't like milk.
Are you always so polite?
Yeah?
How's it taste?
He just always gets caught in the act. This guy should not be a criminal because it's not working for him.
Have a seat right over there, please. Now, what were you doing coming here, Tom?
I was just taking the weekend off, that's all.
Just take.
What? What? Let's hear that again. I don't think that makes sense.
Would you have a seat right over there, please? Now, what were you doing coming here, Tom?
I was just taking the weekend off, that's all.
Just take.
What were you doing coming here? I was just taking the weekend off. That doesn't explain why you're in this specific house. I could see if someone asked you, like, hey, how come you're home in the middle of the day? Well, I'm just taking the weekend off. Okay. I mean, don't people generally have weekends off anyway? I mean, some jobs you work weekends, but I think he's just coming up with bullshit answers because he's in a panic because he knows he's in trouble.
Weekend off.
I don't... Who am I talking to? Can
You're talking to the guy in front of you. That's who you're talking to.
I at least ask you that?
Well, I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, you've been down this
Chris should have been like, me. You're talking to me.
path before, right?
Yes.
And tell me about that case.
No, I won't.
I've got the picture right here of you from the Megan's Law website. That's you, right?
Yes.
What were you convicted of?
Yeah, the whole the registry, the Megan's Law, things like that, where they basically these guys are on some sort of publicly accessible database. I guess it kind of works. I don't know what other people think of it. I mean, it's a good thing overall, but and there have been cases where even with these TCAP guys, where people will realize oh, this person that we're working with is on this list. Actually, I just watched. There's a YouTube video story that just came out recently. I can't remember where it is, but they found out that there was this registered offender working in a church, and just someone at the church looked him up and found him, and now it turned into a big story because apparently the church leaders knew about it. So you can find it on YouTube. There's a bunch of videos on it. So it is good that if there's some new person working with you or in the neighborhood, you could look them up and be like, oh man, this guy's trouble. But there's so many people in the world, you can't look up every single person, especially if you don't even know their name. So to a certain degree, it's hard to you're meeting up with someone. I just don't think a lot of people would think to even look them up. But so basically, those kind of lists help, but they're not perfect. It doesn't help in every situation because a scumbag like this could still wind up in your house when your kids are home alone.
It says sexual assault here.
Correct.
In 2003, he pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl who he had met online. The victim said he took her into...
Well, how could he only get 9 to 23 months for doing that? Some of these guys in these stings where it's attempting to do that, there was no real victim. Some of them get longer than that. Some of the guys in Georgia got 5 and 7 years, some of them even more. So 9 to 23 months, for actually harming a real person when he's 32 years old, that seems pretty light. And obviously he didn't learn his lesson.
The woods, engaged in kissing, and she performed oral sex on him.
Is that why? Because that's all they did? It wasn't actual penetration? Is that the reason he got such a light sentence?
The girl in that case was how old? 14. Same age as
And people call him the Liam Neeson predator. I can kind of see it.
this girl tonight. I got in a lot of trouble. I'm on probation now, so as you sit on that stool right now, you're on probation.
Did he think that, hey, if I drive far enough away, I'll be outside the jurisdiction of the people that are watching me for my probation? Like, what? I don't think these guys think that. I don't think they think anything. I think they just see an opportunity and they'll drive as far as they damn well have to be able to do this, knowing the consequences.
Correct.
For having sex with a 14-year-old girl.
No.
For doing something with a 14-year-old
Is this guy like whispering, or does he just have a naturally very raspy voice?
girl.
You can say that, yes.
He tells me several
I'd be
times
right
he
if I
won't
said
answer
that.
my questions
See-throughs,
until
I
I
don't.
tell him who I am. Well, he's about to find out.
You tell her you should chat with guys closer to your age.
Please.
I hate it when the predator tries to pretend like he's protecting the victim. Like we heard that with Walter Babs. You got to watch out for guys like me. It's like he's trying to protect them from harm from the very thing that he's doing. He's the guy. These are the guys that the girls need to be protected from, that the children need to be protected from. They're not the ones that need to be doing the protecting.
You know, unless you got cameras running here, there's no reason for this little hysterics.
Do you ever watch television?
Yeah. See, at least most of the guys don't even seem to notice something's up till the camera comes out. I think he's intelligent enough to know that, but not intelligent enough to not do this crime.
Yes, I do.
Do you ever watch Dateline NBC?
No, never.
We have a show called To Catch a Predator,
Right.
and you're on it right now.
The funny thing is, I had a feeling.
Yeah. You had a feeling like you got caught red-handed doing this before. You got busted in the act, got convicted, went to prison, you're on parole. You try to do it again and have a feeling that something's up. And these guys just cannot control themselves enough to be like, you know what? Maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe I should find someone else who is 18 or over. They're like, no, they just want to do it so badly that they ignore every red flag and they just drive over. 6 hours. So not only is this guy going back to prison and he's probably going to be in big trouble, he just wasted a whole lot of gas.
What's up?
So you had doubts. You'd been in trouble before. You knew it was wrong. You got on a motorcycle and drove 6 hours from Pennsylvania to get here to meet a 14-year-old girl anyway.
I was coming just for something to do.
You were not just coming for something to do. I mean, that is partly true. You were coming for something to do, but the thing you wanted to do is illegal and very morally wrong. You're not just coming there to hang out. Don't give me the bored excuse.
There's nothing to do with people your own age in Pennsylvania?
I'm not allowed to go to bars.
You're not allowed to go to bars. You're not allowed to prey on minors either. I'm sure your parole officer would prefer if you went to a bar than did this crime. He's trying to pretend like he's just such a law-abiding citizen. I would never, ever break the rules of my parole. I would never go to a bar. But he's willing to do this.
Stuff like that. That's what everyone my age wants to do.
Right. You're also not
Yeah,
allowed to go meet 14-year-old girls for sex.
yeah, exactly. See, Chris is smart. Chris is a smart man. And he's trying to pretend like this. That's not the only option. Not everyone your age or any age only likes to go to bars. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. You could find something else to do. If you give it a chance, you'll probably find that it's only a small percentage of people that only like to go to bars. People do all sorts of other things that granted they might not want to do it with a registered sex offender, but still there's other things to do. These guys are like, even James Rutherford had that same thing. Like, could you go to a sports bar? He's like, I've been doing that all week. Like, that's not the only option available. There's so many things to do in this world. Pick any other thing other than this.
Sex, by the way, whether you're on probation or not.
Correct. That is a true fact.
Well,
Don't forget your bike helmet.
something you got to know. As I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and as I mentioned before, we're doing a story about adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
He gathers up his belongings, unaware as he heads to the door that his troubles have only just begun. This registered sex sex offender is about to get arrested again.
See, why? Like, Todd, you could be at home right now. Yeah, maybe you can't go to a bar, but you could just be home watching TV by yourself, just relaxing, reading a book or doing something. Go to the gym, just something to better yourself. You could even just go for a drive on country roads on your motorcycle. Anything you want. You could just be doing something and trying to make your life better to pay penance for that crime that you did. Instead, now you're just thrown on the dirt and have cops sitting on you and you're getting handcuffed and you're going back to prison. And this time you didn't even get anything out of it because it was a sting. These guys need to be in prison. I don't know what other option there is. Let's head back over to the wiki page and find out what happened to Todd Lewis after this. I really hope he got punished severely. Todd Lewis's case took 2 years to reach its conclusion before he ultimately pled guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. That's actually pretty damn good. It's a pretty lengthy sentence because a lot of these New Jersey guys, I think some of them didn't even get any jail time or they got like 2 days. There was a lot of very light sentences, so 5 years is pretty brutal, so that's good. He tried to appeal the revocation of his probation on his previous charge, which is likely the reason for the lengthy sentence on his charges stemming from his arrest in Ocean County. He tried to appeal the revocation of his probation? How would doing something like this not be against your probation? Anyways, after being released from prison, Todd purchased a new motorcycle. They must have seized his old one. He bought a new motorcycle and now works cleaning parking lots. So he's really done something with his life. He was arrested on May 29th, 2023 for going 52 miles per hour over the speed limit, presumably on his new motorcycle, and he was fined $301.50. It's a very specific number. Under trivia, it says, at the time of his arrest, Todd bore a striking resemblance to famous Irish actor Liam Neeson. Lewis, intentionally or unintentionally, is one of the only predators to directly call Chris out for his hammy entertainment journalism, claiming that there's no reason for these little hysterics unless there are cameras present. So again, he's perceptive enough to know that's going on, but not perceptive enough to know that he's walking into a sting. Or he did know and he walked into it anyway. So yeah, I don't know what's happened to this guy since then, but the fact that he's just got busted. He's one of the handful of guys that got caught twice doing this, and he's kind of an underlooked predator. Like, you don't hear him talked about as much, but he's one of the worst guys, I would think, because he has a history of doing this to a real victim. So hopefully this 5 years in prison taught him a lesson. And thanks for watching. Let me know if there's any other predators you want me to cover or to cover a second time. And if you want to sign up to my Patreon channel to help support me so I can keep doing these videos, I've been posting a lot of videos on there. I do a bunch of takedown with Chris Hansen videos and other type of videos that you won't see here on YouTube. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.